productive. I'm going to focus on really 6 tools is what we're going to do. We're going to really start off in that Office 365 world. Microsoft Outlook, we all live it, breathe it every day. And for some of us, it's a great thing. And for some of us, it could be overwhelming. So that's really what I want to focus on. We'll talk about the desktop, the online, and then we're going to pull in, I bleed purple, Jeff. I love my OneNote. So we're going to talk about OneNote. One important factor is I put their desktop. What the feature I'm going to show you is only in the 2016 version. I know they have the Windows 10 version. This feature pulls in with OneNote. And then a little known app that I'd like to tell you about. Microsoft back in the day bought a company called Wunderlist, and then they've converted it over, and now it's Microsoft To Do. And it is a phenomenal app. And that's where we're going to tie it all together, where the magic happens. So when we start off with, I'll start off in the browser. I have an email come in. We all know what it's like. All right. And it may be right before the end of the class, right before I'm heading to cafeteria duty, whatever the case may be. I have this email pop in. I know I need to work with it. I know I need to answer it. I could just hover over the email and I get these options here. And you know what? With all the email we get, our first inkling is sometimes let me just throw it in the trash can. But we got to make sure we follow up with these emails. So I have this little flag here. If I right click on the flag, I get options. Do I want to follow up today, tomorrow, this week, next week? I can do no date. And when I'm done with it, I can also go through and complete it and clear it. So I'm just going to follow up on this today. Now, just to show you, this is in the web-based version of, you go to office.com or outlook.office.com. So if you're on different devices, and what I love in my school district, we're Chromebook-based. Students can do this on their Chromebook. So let me quickly pull up here. If I'm in, if I am in my Microsoft Outlook here, desktop app, same concept. Here's my test email. And here I can hover over top and I can right click and I can choose how do I want to flag it. All right. In my desktop app, I see all of the items I have to work with. All right. And if you do not see this pane on the right hand side and you're in your app, you can click up in the top bar. You want to go into your to-do bar. So they call that right sidebar the to-do bar. And I want to make sure tasks is turned on. I usually keep calendar at the top and tasks at the bottom. I don't worry about the people section in the middle. And then when I have the tasks here, I have the events that I'm going to look at. Now, I'm starting with Outlook. I'm not going to stay in Outlook because the problem, kind of what I'm saying is when I do go into my Outlook, the scenario is, it's one email I have to focus on, but 6, 7, 20 other emails pile up. And then I feel like I got to deal with those other ones. I want us to really work on Let's laser focus. Let's really drive down deep to what I have to, kind of put on my list of my to-dos. So speaking of to-do, all right, we're going to be looking at the Microsoft To-Do app. There is, if you go to your home and in your list of apps, there is a spot for to-do. If you don't see it, you click on all apps and it'll show up. When I open that, it'll pull in here. And on the side section, I can set things for my day, for what's important. All right, planned items. And down here is flagged email. Things I flagged from Outlook that have pushed over to here. And when I click that, they're all selected here. What I love about this app, it helps me, again, zone in, get rid of all the other stuff that's going on. And when I click on it, it'll actually open up the email and give me the body of text. So I can see everything in this app, all right, all showing up right here. If I wanted to open it in Outlook to deal with it, I can. If I'm like, you know what, I followed up with it, I'm good. I can check right here. All right, and it'll clear it out. And a nice little satisfactory little ding that happens when you do that. Now, not only in the browser can I do that, but Microsoft has this app, all right, that you can use. And notice I clicked on it was to do here, and it automatically synced up with the desktop app. All right, and I can go down again. To another thing, I'm working with one of my former students is coming back to help me in the classroom next year. So I can click here. And just like before, it shows me the body of the text. I can add it to my day. I can choose to remind me. I can have a due date, or I can tell it to repeat, kind of put it in my calendar. So one nice thing is if I add it to my day, before we just click the circle and we canceled it out, we were done. I added this to my day. Now, when I go back, in here in the dropdown, if I go into my day, now I've taken those important follow-up activities and I've put them into a super focused area. All right, on today, Saturday, July 11th, here's the one thing I want to focus on taking care of. Now I can kind of put it away. I can go on about my day doing my things, and I'm going to get to that when it fits my schedule. Now, when I hear the words, I'm going to put it away and go on with my day, I'm going to be mobile the rest of the day. So a little caveat, if you're a Windows-based PC person, there's a new app called Your Phone. And when you do, it'll actually sync a Android phone up to this device. So it's great for presentations. All right. It's great to answer text messages on your phone. But specifically, we're going to talk about the To-Do app. So I'm going in here, opening up my To-Do app. I'm clicking on now. We got to wait a little bit for it to sync. There it goes. And I click on today, and it's showing me the activity that I put into my day. So now I've gone from Outlook, where a lot of information comes in. I've tagged or flagged my emails for follow-up. I then was able to push them out to the desktop app. If I'm on a Chromebook, they're sitting in the Office 365 To-Do app. And I've also pushed it to my pocket. So as I'm out and about, as downtime happens, and like Jeff, I'm a father with 3 daughters, and there's times where we're shopping and I'm just kind of hanging back doing the dad thing. I may be able to go through and take care of some of those items off of my list while I'm in the store, which is obviously a little different these days than it has been in the past. All right, so we're looking at those options. Now, I did mention OneNote. Now, the thing about OneNote is it doesn't work on their online. All right, so this feature is desktop only. All right, 2016 version. All right, so let me pull this up here. One thing I did not have set. So one nice thing is if I'm in here and so I have a Spirit Day thing, I was working on cleaning out my OneNote for next school year. And I am, I'm a fan of all sorts of tags in OneNote. And I could put in some different things. Everybody likes to check the box and things of that nature. So I could just insert a to-do tag. All right. And that just gives me some features in OneNote. But where the power is the connection with Outlook is to the right here. I have Outlook tasks. So now I can say, you know what, this Spirit Day page, I need to address this today. Well, when I click this, all right, I'll say work on pulling in information today. All right, so now that's done. Get that out of the way. All right, we're going to wait a little bit here. And when I go into tasks, it says due today, click the OneNote link in the task body for details. So now it lets me know that I've put a task in OneNote that I need to address today. Now, unlike the email, it's not going to give me the actual body to read here. I have to click to actually go into it. So it's a little bit more, you're taking that step to jump into the email, check the things out in that end. But again, it's one place. So I've been to Outlook, I've been to OneNote, and I have one app, Microsoft To Do, that I'm pulling everything in. To me, that concept of being productive is getting rid of the moments where I'm working all of a sudden squirrel and I'm off working on this activity, working on that activity. So I have everything again in one spot. And what I love about the new Microsoft, they want to be everywhere we are. So the app works on Apple iOS. It works on obviously the desktop PC, the laptops, and it works on Android. So I'm able to pull in a lot of those different items. So the final concept of being productive that I'd like to talk about is sticky notes. Okay, so we all have, sticky notes all over our desk. When I was student teaching 20 some years ago, the teacher I was working with, she would tell me the sign of a creative teacher is a messy desk. And I think I've unfortunately clung on to that way too well. And the sticky notes, that were all over my desk. Now we have computers, and now the sticky notes are all over your monitor, right? All right, a lot of you are, out there as big sticky note fans. So Microsoft has brought in their own version of the sticky note app. And what's really cool is not just the sticky notes, I can change colors, do things, but its ability to sync. All right. Now, this one is not so much a feature, all right, as far as online through the office.com portal. This is going to be desktop based and working with iOS or Android on your phone in your pocket. So Microsoft has, all right, an app that you can open here. All right, sticky notes. And when I'm in there, I can add any item. I can copy and paste text from an email, any information that I want to put in here. All right. Here is a new note. Of course, I am a big Surface fan. So if I even have this and I'm doing work with students, I can quick write a note. All right, so now I've just inked a quick note. All right, I can't blend text and ink. All right, but I could put that in there. And now I have that in, but I'm like, you know what? I want it to stand out a little differently. So I can change the color of my sticky notes because we all want to have the ability to differentiate. So when I do that, it just kind of colors the top of it, not the whole thing. And I think this is in dark mode here. I didn't take it out of dark mode. I apologize for that. But the very exciting thing is now if I go over here to my phone, the sticky note team and some of the inking teams and the OneNote team, all right, in Redmond, and I believe they are overseas, work very closely to kind of integrate these concepts. So there isn't a separate sticky note app on the Apple Store, on the Google Play Store. It's baked into OneNote. So when I click on OneNote, I get options. There's the notebooks I have sitting there. And on the bottom, I can search in all of my notebooks or there's sticky notes. Now, when I click here, the note I wrote in ink, the text of here is a new note, and the good morning is right there that I had before. So now if I want to add a note, all right, just a quick little hello. And notice on my screen, it immediately synced to the desktop sticky note app. So now I'm able to pull that in there. All right. And now use case scenarios, how I like this when I'm, opening class and I'm going through and you're going through checking, who's here, who's present. You're kind of going through, maybe you're collecting homework, who has missed homework, or where I really, truly love this app is in the last second before you're heading out the door for a recess duty or cafeteria duty, and your colleague pulls you by the arm and says, "Hey, if you see Eric out there, he owes me something. Just send him back in real quick." Or, "Hey, we just got a note from the office. So and so's got to go down, or they're being dismissed." I can quickly, if they catch me in my room and I type it down, it's automatically going to sync to my phone as I'm heading out to CAF duty or I'm heading out to recess duty. Or if I just do it right there on my phone, I have it. Because a lot of times they hand me a sticky note. And I'm Italian. When I walk, my hands are all over the place. Those things go flying. Or I fold them up, put them in my pocket. I forget about it. This is just right there for me to check, and I have the information. So I've really, truly appreciated their syncing capabilities in the back end. I've really, truly appreciated the fact that they want to be everywhere we are, all right, with our items. So we talked about your phone. I mentioned it. And again, I know Jeff and I were talking earlier, and some of our friends that are on the Mac side of things. This is Microsoft and Android's way to kind of catch up to your world. You have the ability to do iMessage on your phone. You have the ability to do it on your Mac. Well, in this, and I'm not going to go into necessarily my chat section, but on the side here, I have my different options. I can see notifications that have popped up on my phone. I can see messages. Now, I may pop this open, or I may open this app during a plan period to be able to kind of go through it. If I need to answer any messages, I can actually type the messages on my computer and it'll automatically send through my phone to whomever was trying to reach me. So it just tends to be a little bit easier, cleaner when I'm working. And the other thing is I'm not getting my phone out and having it out. And, in that way, I have it tucked away. If my screen's off, it'll still work. All right. And then, of course, the phone screen, I can pull it up and some new features they're pulling out with being able to make phone calls from there. But I love this ability to pull in and kind of triage different things on my phone as well, because, in our, so overly connected world, people are kind of tugging at us in all levels. And there are times in my life, I do have a daughter who has a condition where, she has a service dog and she has some different things that every so often the message may come through during that plan period that I have to quickly answer or deal with. And hopefully it's not necessarily a real bad thing. So the final thing, little nugget I want to throw out there for our Android faithful, we'll call them, is if you have on your Android phone, you can put in different launchers. So this is kind of hitting another level of geek. You can actually do a search for Microsoft Launcher. And the skin that I have on here is the Microsoft Launcher. I have a quick Cortana. I pulled in OneNote, the different widgets that you can do. Apple's catching up. Now they're going to have widgets in iOS 14. Welcome to the party. But a real cool thing about the Microsoft Launcher is when I slide to the side, I have those flagged emails here. So now this is the third location. If I don't want to open the app, I can scroll through, see my calendar, and at the top, the sticky notes that I've created will appear. Now, one thing we didn't touch on is there's different profiles. So in here, I happen to have another profile. So now I could pull up things that I've done in school, all right, and things that I was just working on. And it's just got to work a little bit more now that it's open to kind of sync up with what we've been doing. But you have a third area, third location to pull up. So like I said, as you notice, these here aren't necessarily synced up with this because I didn't pull, but the rubber band should catch it up. But it's a live demo, so you just never know what will happen there. And the cool thing is I can create a note here. I can do a text, an ink, or a voice note, or an image note. So this gives you even more features. So I'll just do a quick one and just say hello again and see if that next hello pops up. All right, but I'm able to put that in there and have it at another spot. And so I have the one hello here, and it's just working on syncing in the back end a little bit. So again, multiple ways for you to kind of work on being productive during the day, still keeping attention to the details you have, all right, but moving through. So hopefully you've been able to, like I said, I think sticky notes in Microsoft To Do are kind of like the little known apps that not a lot of us have worked on or delved into. Android faithful, the Microsoft Launcher is something definitely to look at. They're really doing a lot with that app and beefing it out. And as I've said to different people, it's not your father's Microsoft. They're doing everything to be on multiple platforms. They're working on building out the Mac apps, all right, the iOS apps, all right. So, and then pulling in all of the abilities to, the ability to be productive and working wherever you are. So it's really a great time, like I said, to be in education, to be into ed tech.
You've been listening to the TEACHERCAST Educational Network, hosted by Jeff Bradbury. Please reach out to the show with all of your questions on Twitter @TEACHERCAST or online at www.teachercast.net. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. And please take a moment to write a review in the App Store.